So a lot of us have been complaining on YouTube about the views and the reach, and for viewers, obviously, what weird stuff you're being served on your homepage. And guess what? They finally responded. Oh no, they responded. So this is something that Rob posted from Team YouTube on the support to respond to this issue that a lot of people have been reaching out through support, through Google, to complain about this problem on YouTube. Here's what Rob has to say. An update on YouTube view counts in restricted mode. That's what we've been talking about, baby. Let's talk about it. Hi, creators. Hi, Rob. We know seeing your view count drop is frustrating, especially when you can't pinpoint the cause. We've seen a lot of speculation that there is a connection between view count drops and features like restricted mode and want to clear things up directly. And if you guys have seen my second video about this, you'll know that looking into it more, it seems that restricted mode might not be the culprit here. However, it could, as I was theorizing, have been affected by what has actually changed, which is maybe the way that views are counted from people that are watching with ad blockers. So sure, that makes sense. The short answer, restricted mode represents only a small fraction of the daily views on YouTube. There has not been an increase in viewers using restricted mode, and this optional setting is not causing a drop in views. Sure, that makes sense. It is true. Less than, I think it's like around 1 or 2% of people watch YouTube in restricted mode. So it is true. And I mean, a lot of you have been saying, you know, your restricted mode wasn't automatically turned on, which is great to hear, even though I have been hearing complaints of that happening. It's always good to check just in case. Could it still be affecting our content though? Let's read on. What restricted mode is and isn't. Restricted mode is an optional setting that's been around since 2010 with no recent changes. I don't really believe that because I think the amount of stuff that is being restricted in restricted mode that is not actually being told to viewers is restricted, like we're not breaking any guidelines and yet it's being lumped into that category, seems like a change. I don't think it's always been like that since 2010. YouTube never automatically turns on restricted mode for you or your viewers. It must be manually enabled by a user or a network administrator, for example, at a school or library. Its usage is very small. Restricted mode was designed for institutions like schools and libraries. The number of people using this feature is very, very low, representing a small fraction of the daily views on YouTube. And this has not changed recently. That's probably true. So sure. It's not used as part of age protection. Restricted mode is completely separate from the age protection measures applied to accounts under 18. But why we have all these modes for something that seemingly is supposed to kind of be doing the same job, I'm still always confused on. But it also feels so random because the stuff that's still in restricted mode, some of the stuff that they're restricting, it's like, why was that restricted? Was it something I said in the video? Is it the fact that maybe there was a swear in that video? But then there are other videos that have violent content or swears that are not being covered by restricted mode. So my issue with restricted mode from what I've seen on my channel is that it also just feels so inconsistent what is being restricted and what isn't. There's no like one guideline that seems to rule all of it, and it's not being communicated to us even what that is. So this doesn't completely set me at ease on that even though I don't now think that that is the major issue, but hey. We also wanted to state plainly that we are not using AI to automatically enable restricted mode for viewers. That is not how the feature works. It's okay if you're not doing it intentionally. Maybe it's a glitch, but you're just calling people liars now, YouTube. Why? Why are you doing this? If you believe your video has been incorrectly categorized for restricted mode, you can let our review teams know using this form, which I did. So thank you for sharing the form. You guys could click that link if you're a creator and you feel like your stuff has been inaccurately put into restricted mode when that's on, it's like just erased when it's in restricted mode. You can report it, which I would encourage people to do. So what could cause some creators to report a drop in views? This is what we want to know. This is where the answers are. They're about to tell us. Are you listening? This is where the answers are. When we get reports like these, our first step is to check for any technical issues or bugs. Our deep dive into many areas confirm that our viewership systems are working correctly. So what's happening then? Because something weird is definitely happening. There are many reasons that individual channels may see fluctuations, but there is no systemic issue that is impacting creators. Oh God, this is going, now we're venturing into the territory that is exactly what I expect from YouTube, which is disappointing. If your channel is experiencing a drop in view counts, this could be happening for a few reasons. Return to baseline. Some channels that had high-performing videos are now seeing viewership return to their normal baseline. It can feel like a drop, but it's more so a leveling off after a big spike. What about the channels that literally have been here consistently and are now here consistently? I'm sorry, they were just at their baseline. What? Seasonal viewing habits. Every year we see significant shifts in viewership, especially around August as summer ends. This is a normal part of the yearly cycle. Okay. Viewers using... Sorry, this is hard. This is hard for me to read because it just feels like they're trying to call us all insane people for bringing it up. I feel like a child who like literally saw a real world disaster happening. Like there is literal smoke pouring out of that room. There's clearly a fire there. And now a parent is coming over to me and being like, there is no fire. That smoke has nothing to do. The fact that the door is catching flames right now is totally normal. Maybe you're seeing things when it's definitely happening. Viewers using ad blockers and other content blocking tools. Ad blockers and other extensions can impact the accuracy of reported view counts. Channels whose audiences include a higher proportion of users utilizing such tools may see more fluctuations in traffic related to updates to these tools. So they admitted that ad blockers might be at play because the views aren't being counted and people are finding ways, like the ad blockers, not the people, but the ad blockers that you're using are finding ways to get around that. So they just admitted that. They just put it in a breakdown. Like it could be one of the reasons. We haven't changed anything in our systems. That's never been a thing. By the way, you used to use an ad block and that view would have been counted. As far as I know, that's never been a thing. And I've been, working on this platform for regularly for like the last 6 years. So that's crazy that they just put it in a breakdown and didn't even make it its own point. It's just one of 4 points on platform competition. Okay. Viewers could be watching other videos, channels, and topics on YouTube, which is typical. Yeah, viewers could also be being served stuff that they don't want to watch, that they're like, why is this my home feed right now? Why is it all like one specific thing that's been happening in current events and that's like all I'm being served? Why is it I'm being served mainly videos from 3 years ago as opposed to anything new from a channel that I'm following? I hate when they say this. I'm going to be real with you guys. It's basically the equivalent of saying, have you ever considered that your content just sucks? Wow. Thanks, YouTube. That makes me feel great. I'm really glad we're leaving it on a great note here. There's one more line. Let's read it together, shall we? Our teams will continue to monitor platform data to ensure everything is working correctly. Rob, Team YouTube. Thanks, Rob. That makes me feel like $1 million. Thanks, Rob. Are you serious? YouTube, are you joking with this? All you had to do, I'm going to tell you, all you had to do right now is come out and give us one sentence where you just said, we know things are weird right now and we're looking into it. I don't understand why they had to give us this whole thing that basically says, like, nothing is wrong and we haven't changed anything and everything's great. And, anything that's changing, don't worry, it's just normal. Don't worry, it's just normal is more concerning to me because it means that this is the new status quo and I better just get used to it, I guess. Just get used to the fact that you're going to have less reach on your video, less views on your video. As a small-time creator, getting less views on your video kills a video. I'm going to tell you right now. I have been talking about this YouTube stuff, and this has been the stuff that hilariously YouTube has been pushing. I primarily talk about nerdy stuff on the internet. I don't primarily complain about YouTube on my channel. I only do it when I have to. I don't like to do it because there is a lot of things that this platform has given me. And to be honest with you, there's really nowhere else for me to go. I know a lot of you in my previous videos have been saying maybe the time of YouTube is over and maybe it's time for all of us viewers, creators to move to the other platforms. And my answer to that is, what other platforms? Please tell me, because I honestly don't know where else to go. I want to just reiterate to any content creators that might be watching this right now, your content is great. I'm sure that you work very hard on what you're making, and don't let this message from YouTube where they're pretending that they have changed nothing in their system and that it's all kind of just normal, or that it's all maybe our own content that is failing us that is the problem. No, something else is clearly going on here. I don't know why they aren't admitting. I mean, they did kind of admit it. They basically admitted that ad blockers affect views. That's huge. That should be the main point of this response, that is something that they've clearly noticed and that they're working on it to try to find a way to balance it out or do something. The thing with other platforms too is that, there are a bunch of other ones that I know exist. There's Vimeo. I'm going to be real with you guys. I'm not going to go to Vimeo because no one's over there. This is the thing when it comes to, where to put your content. I think Ariel said it best. I want to be where the people are. And, if you're over on TikTok, I want to see them dancing. But it's true. We have to go as content creators where the people are. Sometimes that means I'm even on platforms that I don't even like that much, to be honest with you. I'm not a big fan of X. I'm not a big fan of Meta, but that's where people are, so that's where I go. That's the nature of the beast, I guess. I hope I'm not bumming anyone out too much with this video. I just want to say I'm just emotionally exhausted, and I feel like we all are. And so when I'm honest with you guys like this in a video, when I let myself get emotional, I just want you to know it's never supposed to be a woe me. It's more of like, I just want you to know that it's okay for us to be frustrated. It's okay for us to be exhausted. And like you, like everyone out there, I feel that. I feel things. I am a human. If you cut me, do I not bleed? And I'm sure Rob is also that too, to be honest with you. No hatred towards Rob or even people that work at YouTube. They are also just humans. And I'm sure that they have frustrations like the rest of us with this situation. This is very clearly a corporate statement. I don't think Rob, woke up in the morning and thought, what am I going to write? And then wrote all of this. This is clearly from Google, YouTube at large. This is a statement from a corporation. It's so corporate. It's so corporate, it hurts. So let's not shoot the messenger here. Let's leave Rob be. I'm sure Rob is a lovely person. This is mostly just a rant video. I'm sorry. I have no real answers for you. I just needed to not be alone in reading this. So thank you for your company. And share something nice in the comments, please, if you can. That would make me happy. Share something nice for someone else, for yourself, an accomplishment. Give me some funny memes. Give me something. Please help. Thank you for coming to this PSA about YouTube's weird responses. Why are they like this? I don't know, but that's how it is. I'll see you in the next one, and hopefully we'll get a response that's better. I don't know. I hope. Trying to remain optimistic here, guys. Wish me luck. All right, I'll see you in the next one. Until then, friends, as always, stay nerdy. And I really do mean that. We have lots more nerdy content coming your way. Bye.